items that are common in word processing and in typesetting and layout work that will not hold when exporting to EPUB. These include tabs, double word spaces, end space, thin space, and other kinds of spaces, and empty paragraph returns before or after a heading or a paragraph. In general, if you need space around an item, it's best practice to build it into a paragraph style. Avoid empty white space items as a way to build a page. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So in this sample file, when I go up, so this looks, there's a paragraph drop, there's some poetry over here. These are some repeating things that look identical. But when I go up and say show hidden characters, we're going to see underneath the hood and we're going to see that things don't look as expected. So over here, this is extremely common to get a manuscript formatted with a whole bunch of paragraph returns. Just authors or editors using empty paragraph returns to move something to a fresh page or to achieve a paragraph drop, etc. Though these empty paragraph returns will just go completely missing in the ebook. They won't be there. If you want a chapter drop, don't use empty paragraph returns. Build it into the style or start the page, or use master pages to start the page lower down. And then again, over here, these tabs on the first, in this little bit of poetry, which I borrowed from Emily Dickinson to show you what I mean in action. These two sets, this looks identical to these stanzas down here. Under the hood, they're not identical. The indents here are achieved with tabs, and down here they are achieved with a series of style sheets. So you see the first indent level 1 is styled with indent level 1. Indent level 2 is styled with indent level 2. You can see that there's some, this makes sense, right? There's 4 paragraph styles for those 4 different sets of indents. Those 2 poems look identical, but when I turn on invisibles, you'll see that one is hacked with tabs and one is styled with style sheets. Only the latter, so only these 2 stanzas are going to survive the transition to EPUB. In the first set, the tabs are going to go missing and everything is going to be aligned likely to the actual margin. So it will come right over to here, to this spot right here. The overrides will mean that it won't work. So it's actually styled with the body tag, so it will have a little bit of an indent, that first line indent, and that's it. In addition, beware of empty paragraph returns. It's not uncommon to get a file with 5 empty paragraph returns before a chapter title and 5 empty paragraph returns after it. So for example, this empty paragraph return here between these 2 stanzas is going to go missing entirely. It's not styled, and the line space between this stanza here and this stanza here is going to be elided, and they're going to be compressed together. If I want this to maintain, I need to build that space before into IND1, and I can do that over here by putting a little bit of space before. So if I look at the leading, it's 16 points, so I type in 16 points here, and now that style sheet will be edited and I can delete that empty paragraph return, and so that space before will be maintained. The empty paragraph return is going to go entirely missing. So be aware of that. Those line spaces will not be preserved in an EPUB export. So if the space is important to the layout and to the understanding of the text, be sure to build it into a style sheet.